Alrighty then. Successful indie author, 5 minute focus, episode 1195 Life's Detours. I hear from a lot of people who say, oh, I was doing great 6, 8, 10, 12 years ago, and then life got in the way, and now I'm starting from scratch. Well, you're not, because you already know you've written a book. And if you're doing well, you already know you've written a good book, which is a big difference, because then you're confident that, hey, I wrote a story people want to read. You know that, as opposed to somebody who's hasn't published before, and a few people have read it in advance and said, I love this story. But that's different than strangers buying your book and saying, yes, I love this story. So restarting is much easier than starting the first time and starting from scratch. So you detour, okay, happens. That's life. Life happens. You have to ask, when does anything go according to plan? Well, this is exactly what we're going to... Really? What kind of excitement is that? We like excitement in our life. So there's going to be changes. There's going to be challenges. But you're still going to get by. Because if you're listening to this, you have 100% been successful in making it through to the next day. And that's today. So setbacks are not final unless you let them be final. Don't. So you take a break. Oh, I had such momentum. I was doing great. And then I just couldn't do anything. It also reinforces that if you do nothing with your author business, this passive income, if you do nothing, your book sales will taper off to nothing. I don't care if you're Hemingway or Steinbeck or Agatha Christie. If there weren't movies that popped up on occasion to remind you, if there weren't curriculum in colleges and high schools that said, hey, you have to read this book, those books too would fade away. Think about that. They get pushed, so people read them. High school curriculum, hey, buy 30 copies at a time, looking good. But we're all nobodies in the big scheme of life. And if you're a nobody, even if you're making $100,000 a month, if you stop pushing those books, they will taper off over time and you'll make nothing. So you have to push them. But restarting, you already knew what worked once. Hey, let's try a little of that. Oh, hey, there's these new things that I can try. Let me do some videos on TikTok. Let me do some of this other stuff. How you respond to that setback, how you respond to the detours is what defines you, and not the detour itself. So something happens and all of a sudden you become a primary caregiver, which happens a lot, or you get cancer, you've got brain fog, you're dealing with just trying to survive. But you win that battle. And it's going to be a constant fight all the way to the end of your life. You put that off as long as you can, but the final day. But how you respond when you do get a clear mind back? What do? Geez, I used to be somebody. Sure. And you can be somebody again. And you are somebody right now, even if nobody knows it, because you've written a great story, at least one, and you've got more that you can write. Because writers have ideas. You write one book and you come up with 3 more ideas for a better book, and then 3 more and 3 more. And all of a sudden you've got way more ideas than you have life left to write. So you got to prioritize then. Pick the ones you think are going to resonate best. Ask your readers, write what the readers want to read, because they're the ones paying your salary. And all of a sudden, hey, you are somebody once again when it comes to books and readers. So there you go. Detours. Life has detours, and it's okay. Because if everything went exactly according to plan, then we'd lose all the excitement that life brings. But think about, you were making great sales. All of a sudden you're not, because you haven't been in the business for 2-3 years, but you're back. The excitement of making those first sales, the excitement of making those first $100,000, $10,000. Yes, build it. I can do it. Confidence. You should already come in with some confidence, but once you start seeing those sales come back, you say, a good story is perpetual. May not sell right now because nobody knows about it, because it dropped off. It dropped out of sight. But when you bring it back, hey, I remember that book. Is there another one out? Oh, hey, there is. Doesn't get any better than that. Peace, fellow humans.